And that's why when you say that none of this about Epstein is true, then how do you explain this away from just a couple of months ago?
Saw your appearance at CPAC with Ben and with Ted Cruz. And one of the things that you alluded to, and this is something Donald Trump has talked about, the DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump. I'm reviewing that. I'm reviewing JFK files, MLK files. That's all in the process of being reviewed because that was done at the directive of the president from all of these agencies.
So have you seen?
But I totally told them not to release them. If my name was in there, that's not a good idea. It's a really terrible idea. They're going to assume that I'm in a lot of trouble. And this is the problem, guys. And this is something I'm already seeing it in the chat. Pam Bondi is going to be the fall person. That's what's going to happen. Yeah. They're going to kick her out, and they're going to, she was a really dumb person. She totally should. She's a dumb blonde. What does she know? She shouldn't have done it. And then people are just.
She looks like everyone else in his life.
It's crazy. They all look exactly the same.
There's a blonde version and a brunette version, right? Yeah. Like there's this, and then there's the Lauren Sanchez version.
Yeah.
Oh my God! And there's so much stuff about Lauren Sanchez.
She's gross. I really thought she was a porn star. I had no idea. I really did.
Well, you've probably been. I mean, you've been aware of her, I would assume, for years, right? Like you knew of who she was.
Are you talking to me? Or are you talking to me? Oh,
like
I mean, wasn't she like a correspondent on Entertainment Tonight or something?
Yeah, she was based in LA, and she also worked.
But basically, my question is, she actually was attractive before.
Yeah.
I saw pictures of her before the amount of plastic that's involved. And she was cute. So I could see why she could be a talking head from something, but there's a lot of cute girls. So I guess the bigger question is, who was she fucking that got her to where she was in the first place?
Yeah.
And that's that's sort of the chain of events you'd have to follow.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I mean, you see, this is the thing. Just because you're rich doesn't mean you're smart. And the idea that Bezos marries a woman who is known for hopping around with celebrity and rich men for decades, you get what you deserve. All I could say is I hope she has a great heart, and I hope she gets what she's got coming to her in about 10 years. Yeah. And then maybe she'll give it to the rest of the world in a very charitable.
It's too late. Too little, too late. Yeah. Too little, too late. What is that? That's so cool. But also, what is the thing that they all do to their face?
There's lip injections, there's Botox, and
but at that level,
anything that like, you said, oh my gosh,
because she hasn't done it yet.
No.
Which I'm just wondering, when do you have to do it, and you have to do it in a way that shows people that you are sort of like it's like self-harm, because it's not even like it's a very strange look that the MAGA women have going on, and I don't know if it's to show a signal like we have the kind of money that or is it like some kind of like self-flagellation? What is it?
So I'm in commercial real estate, and I know a handful of guys that hang out at Mar-a-Lago.
Okay.
And I can assure you that I've seen some of the pictures. They look just as fake and just as plastic.
The men.
All around.
Yeah, I mean, look at Matt Gaetz. Like, he has that same, like, Joker face thing. Yeah, like, but I feel like it's some kind of culty thing that they're all going to somebody who, like, I thought the point was to make whether it works or not, whatever, but, like,
maybe they're not trying to make it
look.
Okay, so Lila, did you remember Death Becomes Her, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, and let me tell you, as somebody who, my mom, her whole life was an Ingrid Bergman fan. Her car was named Ingrid. So Isabella Rossellini has always been like way up on my food chain. And so, and her role in that, like I could picture somebody like that, whatever these people are drinking, it's the same Kool-Aid. It's creaky.
It's like Jocelyn Wildenstern or whatever her name is, that lady. But she was a cautionary tale from 25 years ago. It's just weird that there's like a resurgence of that type of plastic surgery.
Yeah. It's all the same procedures. Yeah. They're getting like bulk discounts on the procedures.
Yeah.
Cause it's this and it's the cheeks and it's the lips.
Yeah.
Let's finish this clip out.
Right. That's been a directive by President Trump. I'm reviewing that. I'm reviewing JFK files, MLK files. That's all in the process of being reviewed because that was done at the directive of the president from all of these agencies.
So have you seen anything that you said, oh my gosh?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not
she
yet.
must really have access to that pertinent information. 'Cause I've seen stuff that, makes me say, oh my gosh, and I'm just out here on my own. Crazy.
Well, I believe this is from earlier today.
Of thousands of videos of Epstein with children or child porn. And there are hundreds of victims. And no one victim will ever get released. It's just the volume, and that's what they're going through right now. The FBI is diligently going.
They're working overnight. They're on like second and third shifts.
Tirelessly. They're working
tirelessly. They're working tirelessly. I mean, I think it's safe to say that we're not going to, we will find these things. To me, once Israel is no more, and it's like in sort of like the trash bin of history is like a relic of a failed state, then we might get the kind of information that links the Mossad to all of this kind of crap,
right.
Whether it's Kennedy or Epstein.
Yep.
So thank you. Yeah. So that's what I think. I think we're not going to really know so long as Israel is still part of empire.
And that is the point, Lila. And that's why, I don't know. Are you familiar with James Lee? Do you know who he is?
Yeah.
Of the guy, he's friend of the show. He does amazing work. And he explains very briefly in this Instagram clip exactly why this is such a significant issue. It isn't so much about Epstein. It's about Israel. That's the story here.
This is a test. One could say it's the ultimate test to see if you're going to believe anything that this administration says. The Trump administration is releasing a video in both raw and enhanced versions that it says indicates no one entered the area of the Manhattan prison where Epstein was held the night he died in 2019. This is the video that the FBI is pointing to as evidence. You know, the video that supposedly didn't exist just a few years ago because all of the footage was accidentally deleted. But guess what? We magically found it again, and here it is. There's also no blackmail operation except for all the alleged blackmail schemes that have already been reported by the media.
And I will say, one thing I will never forget was when somebody on the news questioned Bill Gates about what happened to Jeffrey Epstein. He's like, yeah, I kind of had an unfortunate accident there. I was like, my God, he's just telling you. Yeah, we had him killed.
Yeah. They all know. They all know. And that's the whole point of the blackmail. But, the crazy thing is now watching these videos come out of Israel with IDF soldiers taking turns hiding behind their Nazi shield, raping their hostages, with doctors being raped to death either by dogs or poles or sticks or men's penises. Like, we are seeing this. We see, what was that documentary, Tentura, laughing about raping the girls in the villages. We see former hostages that were released from Hamas talking about being raped, not by Hamas, but by either IDF soldiers or their physical trainers or people in and everybody who is famous in the US who is accused of sexual harassment or rape, Brett Ratner and other, they all hightail it to Israel. I mean, I don't know if it's going to take as long as what you're saying, Jen. Maybe it will, but I feel like there are a lot of us now who have seen video footage of the rampant, sexual, just rape all the time. Rape. They talk about it. I've been threatened with rape. Oh, they're going to rape you. You're going to be raped by Jews in a way I've never been targeted before, that I'm going to be raped.
Yeah. Yeah. It's always the projection. That's always their thing. No, these are sick psychopathic people.
Yeah,
and it really, I don't know what we're going to do with them. We had that, what are we going to do with these people?
Nakba all the Zionists out of America.
No, but the problem is I'm just saying in general, it's like,
we'll make them head of NATO and bring them over to be our NASA.
I mean, I think we could give them South Florida, but that's just,
I don't. Where do I get to go? I don't want to share the same air with.
I know. Well, that's the problem, and that's why I think first of all, South Florida is going to be underwater, so that's why I think let them.
Don't tell the Zionists that. Let them move there first.
That's right. Spend a lot of money. Spend all their ill-gotten money.
And they do. They do spend money. It's also very interesting in their culture what they think is worth spending a lot of money on and what isn't. That's also interesting too.
I'd also add that Epstein was definitely not a spy, except for a direct quote from a former U.S. attorney saying that he was told, quote, Epstein belonged to intelligence and to leave it alone. I mean, it literally cannot get any more Orwellian than this. The party is telling you to reject the evidence of your eyes and ears, and it was their final, most essential command.
And that is one of the last sentences in George Orwell's book, 1984.
Yep.
If you haven't read it, what the hell are you doing not reading it?
This
is there more? I don't want to interrupt.
Oh,
No.
Do you remember when Hillary was running against Trump, and there was an article, I think it was either Vogue or Vanity Fair, it was either like the plane or the billionaire or the guy who could bring down both candidacies. And it was about how they had both been on Alita Express. They'd both gone to Epstein's pedophile island. And it was like well documented. About a month later, you could not find it on Google. You had to go to like DuckDuckGo or a different place to find it. They just scrubbed the history of that. And that's the whole point of it. And that's the whole thing, like with Diddy, right? Like you've got the same kind of control over people in power being controlled by people even in higher power, getting you into these horrific situations that I'm not saying you could not get me to rape a child. So like they are entering that willfully for whatever reason. It's disgusting. But now they are all, subject to whatever controls the people in power actually want to have them do, which is why it doesn't matter if it was Biden in power or Trump or whoever, that genocide was happening because that's what the people in power wanted to have happen.